Okay, meeting recording is in progress. Okay, let me start. Okay. Alright, Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to all my group members, all my negotiation partners. Alright, today we will do a negotiation which the title is Internship, which is Go Global, a multinational firm, has offered our group an internship program at their company for 3 months. Okay, so we need to choose the branch that we want to go. So in the addition information is they give us 1000 RM 1000 per month allowance and free hostel rooms. Alright, first individually, we need to rank these items with 7 being the most preferred and 1 being the least preferred. Okay, now we can see that all of us have ranked our ranking. Okay, Yong, Ish, Atika, and Tanya. Alright. Firstly, before that, let me introduce our group members. First is Omar Ismail Mahmud, Tanya Sri Anggul Datin, and Wan Nur Atika binti Zulkifli. For the next task, we have to negotiate among our group members, and at the final, we have to come up with the group ranking in 25 to 30 minutes. Okay, first, we go to the least preferred, which is rank number 1. Okay, can we go to Wan Atika first?
Okay, thank you, Young. Okay, the ranking number 1 is being least preferred. As for me, I choose Manila. It is, as you all know, it is the worst prepared cities, despite of the hot weather, high traffic, and also high population. The country's infrastructure also is inadequate. How about Tanya?
Okay, Atika, thank you for the time given, but I'm afraid that I have to object your opinion because my least preferred is Seoul. Why do I choose Seoul? Because according to my research, a single person in Seoul will cost about, in ringgit Malaysia, about 4,500, which is exceeding our allowance, our given allowance, 1,000 ringgit. And in Seoul, the working pressure is very high and the individuality of the people is very high also. So I'm afraid that we cannot work properly there. So next I will ask about Ish opinion. How about you, Ish?
I'm afraid I have to strongly disagree with both of you because even though Singapore is the fastest growing country in the world and it has a very comfortable lifestyle, but as a foreign student with only 1,000 ringgit per month, I think it's not the best option because when you look at the expenses in living and also the high cost of expenses or in terms of utility and feeding, it should be the least prepared on this list. So I will pass to Young to process.
Alright, thank you everyone to point out your opinion regarding this least preferred. Okay, in my opinion, I will agree with Atika, which is Manila to be the least preferred because in Manila, the food also, other than what Atika say just now about the worst country, the hot weather, and also the inadequate facilities, the food is also not suitable for us. The food is not, I think, not friendly with us. So I think Manila should be the least preferred. And for Tanya opinion, I'm afraid that I need to object your opinion. Is because you say that Seoul is you cannot depend 100% in the allowance, right? So I think maybe we cannot depends 100% with the allowance. Maybe we have to bring our own money and we need to apply some other scholarship or maybe something like that to support us. Is because, and for Omar, for Ish opinion, which he says that Singapore, like the high living cost, maybe I think the we 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 did we don't need to don't need to consider the accommodation because the hostel is free. We just, I think for the living cost, we just need to consider the public transport, which is, I from my research, public transport in Singapore is can affordable, and for the food, I think we can bring food from our country, from Malaysia to the Singapore, so we can cut the cost. And maybe Singapore should not be the least preferred, because I think we have to reconsider Singapore, because just near to Malaysia, and it's very easy to when we want to go back. So what you guys opinion? Which one is which one is we agree to choose?
Okay, Young, your point of view is very interesting. And for my opinion, why do I choose Seoul? I might add that it is very different in culture and it is very high-paced country. While we as a Melayu, we tend to not be that high-paced. But if you guys choose Manila, I will also quite agree. I can quite agree with that because my second least preferred is Manila. So that's my opinion. How about you, Ismail?
Uh, I can agree with Manila because when you look at also the poor living state of living there, it's also an effect to someone coming from another place to live. So even though I believe Singapore has a really high cost of living, because it's not all the time that you can you can say that you will bring food from home. A lot of times you have to go out to buy food and rest because you don't know how long you're living there.
Yes.
So I can I can go with the Manila because it's also it can be the least preferred.
All right. If you guys after hearing all of your point of view, of your opinion, I think we all agree that Manila will be our number one ranking. Okay. If like that, now we go to the next ranking, which is ranking number two. I will let Tanya will to start first.
Thank you, Young, for the time given. Because my second least preferred is already chosen, which is Manila. So I will fight again for Seoul for the second least preferred because I'd like to add something about Seoul. Like Young said earlier, uh, we can we can have additional work to support our allowance, and for me, in my opinion, that's very inconvenience because we do not know our internship program how busy it will be, so I don't think that's very convenient for us to do. Maybe others can add some opinion. Maybe.
Atika, you want to go first?
What? Atika. Okay, Atika.
Okay. I can see your point, Tanya, but I totally disagree with you because I choose Bangkok as second least preferred. As we all know, our internship is 3 months only, right? So internship in the country that is low cost of living at a high standard is and it is uh Bangkok is also poor water quality. So I think it's not suitable for us, and also low proficiency in English, and the country is also have many kind of pollution after I research. So maybe Umar want to add something?
Uh, Sorry, but I have to disagree with you, Atika, because I don't believe that you only look at the poor living standard of a place. I mean, there are also other factors that you have to consider. If it's the poor living factors, you can do your own, you can make your own way of life that it's probably higher, buy your own water, stay in a better place. But then you have to look at also the city. If you are doing your internship program, you have to look at the transport. It's Tokyo is quite a crowded place. So if you're traveling or transporting yourself to probably where you're doing your internship, it will take a while because of maybe how the place is crowded. And also, when you look at the high cost of living, also in Tokyo, it's really the living is high, so it's not suitable for us going to an internship with 1,000 ringgit to survive there. Yes. So Young can shed more light.
All right, thank you, Ish, for your time given. I'm afraid that I will. I'm afraid that I am disagree with you because here you can see that Tokyo is my most preferred. It is because I think we just do the internship for 3 months. So the 3 months, other than we gain experience in working, we also can gain experience, more experience in their culture or maybe their weather, because we can see that Tokyo have 4 seasons, right? So if not now for 3 months, just for 3 months period, uh, when else we can go there, or maybe and I want to add some more to Atika's point is because I really agree that Bangkok to be the uh, to be the ranking number two. It is because when I do my research, Bangkok is low in safety. It is because they have maybe from my research, they have like their police will can negotiate when they do when they do the problems. And maybe I think that in Bangkok also they have two price, the price for foods. I means that when for their local Thailand people, they have example 20 baht only. But for the foreigner, they will go for 200 baht. We can see that when we go there, we will affect with that situation. So that is why I choose Bangkok to be the least preferred. So what do you guys think? Maybe want to add some more?
I'd like to add some more. After hearing Young and Atika's opinion, I'm I'm quite agree with Bangkok being the second least preferred because safety is the most important factor for choosing an internship
Yes.
place, and also and I think that's all from me. I agree with Bangkok.
All right, thank you. So I think maybe Ish want to add some more from your point of view, or maybe how Ish, if you can agree with us
Well,
or not.
I can agree because I think you guys only you look at it from the conditions of living. So if you look at it from that perspective, we can go with your point.
Yes. All right. Thank you
But then
for.
I hope maybe you guys can also look at it from other perspectives also, rather than only the poor living conditions. Maybe there are other perspectives that can also influence someone's stay in a place rather than only the poor living conditions.
All right, sure Ish. I
So
really
that's all.
appreciate your concern, and but for now you agree with us, right? For the Bangkok to be the rank number two.
I can go with it.
All right. Okay, then I will go to Bangkok to be the rank number two. All right, now we go to rank number three, which is I will let Ish to start first. Your to point out your opinion.
For number three, I would go with Seoul
Okay.
because Seoul should be my number three on this list because when you look at the relating with people in Seoul, it's very difficult when you look at the communication. they hardly speak English compared to other countries. So as a foreigner, it's very difficult for you to relate with the locals, and also the the conditions of living there. I will also stick by my point, which is the conditions of living is quite high when you're only when your budget is only 1,000 ringgit. So that's all from my point. Maybe Tanya can.
Thank you, Ish, for your opinion, and I agree with you. I support your opinion because um, the language barrier in Seoul is very high, according to my research. Not all people, not all people there can speak English, even basic English, and they are not confident with that, according to my research. And also, even though it has good management working skills, which we can learn a lot from that, but the communication will be still hard. I will ask Atika opinion.
Thank you, Tanya. By hearing Ish and Tanya's opinion, I'm prepared to compromise. However, my third least preferred is Jakarta. Be- because uh, the traffic is considered as bad. Local regulation also complicated and not an efficient country for me. How about Yong?
Right, after hearing all of your point, I somehow agree with you with Ish and Tanya's point, and somehow I also agree with Atika's point. It is because from my perspective, why I agree with Atika. It is because when we go to the perspective like we when we see at public transport and all the facilities, I can see that they have a very good technology and a very good facility. But for Tanya and Ish points, which they don't agree, I also do some research, which they tell that uh, they will always see us as a foreigner, so they will have a different treats with the local people and for foreigner people, so it also will affect us. Maybe they it's required some time for us to accept us, uh, for us to learn their culture, which is very different with us. So after consider all of your points and also my points, I agree that Seoul will be the rank number three. So I think now just left Atika. What's your opinion after hearing?
By mutual agreement, we have decided to choose Seoul as third being least preferred, I think.
Alright, so if we all can achieve the agreement, so I will set the Seoul to be the rank number three. Alright, now we go to the rank number four. Allow me to start first. Can you?
Sure.
Alright, thank you. Alright, first, my rank number four is Bandar Seri Begawan. It's because in Brunei, even they talk Malay same with us, but in Brunei, the food is very expensive. It's because most of the food there is imported from our country, from a various countries. So, uh, from the various country, but that is my to do number four. But to add my opinion is why I choose Bandar Seri Begawan as number four is because the living social life there is very good. It means that all the people in Brunei is very friendly from my research, and also in Brunei there is tax free. So if we go there, we don't need to paste any text. So what the others think? Or maybe Atika I can see you want to add your point.
Oh, thank you, Young. I don't see any problem with you on that because I also choose number 4 Bandar Seri Begawan as number 4 least preferred because the living standard in Bandar Seri Begawan are moderately high. Okay, the official language is Malay. However, English as a second language is widely spoken. It is also same with our country, right? So the culture of Brunei also is strongly influenced by Malay culture and also Islamic region. However, Brunei has one of the most highly educated population in the world that is seen as an increasingly valuable resources. And I think Brunei also have modern infrastructure. How about Tanya?
Thank you, Atika, for the time given, but I had to object your opinion because from my research, Bandar Seri Begawan has not that high living cost. It is only about 2,600 ringgit Malaysia for single person without rent, hostel rent. So it is quite suitable with our allowance. So we need to add a little more. And Bandar Seri Begawan is better in economy because Brunei is also the most richest, wealthiest country in ASEAN. So for my number 4, I will choose Singapore. Why do I choose that? Because the living cost is high and again, the pressure at work is very high also. What about his opinion?
I think I would have to disagree with Young on Bandar Seri Begawan because I believe it should be higher on this list, seeing as it's very close to Malaysia and it has a lot of similar culture and lifestyle, and it's also has a lot of it has a high education. It has people with high level of education. So I think it should be higher on this list. I think I would go with Singapore. I will go with Tanya's point as Singapore because of the high cost of living and also the cost of living there. And I think that will be all.
Yes, all right. Thank you all for all your opinions. I really appreciate. So for Ish, uh, what is the rank number 4 that you prefer?
I will go with Singapore.
You go with Singapore, same with Tanya. And for Atika, why as Atika is freezing? Okay, Atika, can you speak? I can't hear your voice. All right, Atika.
Hello?
Okay, now we
Hello?
can hear your voice.
Ah,
So Atika, which
sorry, I can hear Umar's.
point?
Umar choose Singapore, right?
Yes, Umar and
Oh
Tanya is
yes.
same. Singapore.
Actually, my on my list it's
It's
Manila, but
Bangkok. Eh,
it's Bangkok. Sorry, but it has already been picked, so I will go with Singapore as my next option.
yes.
Okay, as you all have a strong point there, I think I will go for Singapore too.
Yes, after I hear all of your points, I can conclude that from Tanya's point, she preferred that Bandar Seri Begawan to be the higher rank, right? Because from the living cost, uh, I think I really interested with that point because I don't do research with that. So thank you, Tanya, for that point. So, but for now, I will also agree with you guys for Singapore to be the rank number 4. Okay, so if we all achieve the agreement, we set the Singapore to be ranked number 4. Right now, I think we have arrived at the peak, maybe. Okay, now we go to the rank number 5. So who want to start first? I will open to the floor.
I would like to hear Atika's opinion first.
All right, thank you. So Atika.
Okay, thank you, Tanya. As you can see there, my point, fifth, my number 5 has been chosen, which is Seoul. So I will go for Bandar Seri Begawan. Bandar Seri Begawan. As I mentioned before, mm, it Brunei has a high quality of life and political stabilities. So it also have modern infrastructure, and I think we can afford the living standard in Brunei. That's all for me. How about Uma?
My number 5 was actually Manila, and it has been picked. So I will go with Tokyo as my number 5, because even though Tokyo, as you guys already mentioned, it has a high standards of living, but when you look at the dangerous zones in Tokyo, it's safe. When you look at safety, it's not the best option. So I will go with Tokyo as my number 5.
All right, thank you, Ish, for your opinion. Did you say that the safety in Tokyo is not suitable, is not appropriate, or what is your point?
Yes, because there are dangerous zones in Tokyo, and according to my research, there are some zones that it's advisable for you not to even follow because of when you consider your safety. Yes.
All right, thank you, Ish, for adding some evidence to make your point to become strong. So, what's Tanya's opinion? Maybe we can hear Tanya's point first.
Actually, I will go with Tokyo, but after reconsidering it, I will choose my number 5 to be Jakarta. Because as an Indonesian, I know very well that Jakarta has a very bad traffic jam and bad bad air pollution. So even though we in Malay we call it satu rumpun, even though we are satu rumpun, but we cannot only depend on that point. So based on comfort and safety, I will choose Jakarta to be number 5 because it's not that high in my opinion.
All right, thank you for your opinion. Uh, thank you for all your opinion. And maybe in my opinion, so let me point out my opinion. I choose Jakarta also to be number 5. It is because first number 5 is also a good ranking, right? So it's because Jakarta is have same culture, maybe same culture like Tanya says, sama satu rumpun, same culture with Malaysia, and maybe the food is very delicious. Maybe many foods is can so we as Malaysian can accept the taste, and also that Indonesian have very good friendly people, same like us Malaysian. And but I think it should be number 5 because I think the from my research, if I'm not mistaken, the health healthcare is not very good, like Tanya, right, Tanya? It's not very good as the other countries. So maybe we can consider that point. You agree with me, Tanya?
Yes,
from that point. Okay.
I hear that information also.
Thank you, Tanya. And for each point, he choose Tokyo to be number two, right? And maybe I will disagree with that. Is because I think in Tokyo, even though you say that the safety, I don't think that Tokyo is not is the crime country, or maybe the high in crime, high in problem, like that. I think that Tokyo is should be the most preferred country, because in Tokyo we can see that the technology, the people, the organized in the environment, the public transport. I don't think that we can afford the living cost there. So that is my opinion. So what the others think? Maybe Ish and Atika, because I
Oh,
I and Tanya agree to
for me,
be Jakarta. So Ish,
yeah, I can go with Jakarta.
thank you Ish and Atika.
After strong, yeah, after a lot of consideration, I can
Thank you.
agree with Jakarta to be number five.
I really appreciate
Yes,
it.
as Young and Tanyas have a strong point there, I don't see any problem with that.
All right, thank you. So I will set the Jakarta to be the rank number five. Now we go to the rank number six, or maybe we can go to yes, rank number six first. Uh, Now I also open to the floor. Who want to start first? You can volunteer to start. Point out your point first.
Uh, Okay, I will start. For my number six, I choose Bandar Seri Bengawan because also, like I mentioned, it's very rich in culture and it has similar cultural practices with Malaysia. So it will be very easy for us to adapt there. And also, it's a very rich country, so the standards of living will be quite okay. You have a good lifestyle there. So that's why I will go with Bandar Seri Bengawan as my number six. Maybe Attica can oppose or
I agree with Uma because we can, like Uma said, we can adapt with Bandar Seri Begawan's culture.
All right. All right. So maybe Tanya, you want to add?
Okay, thank you, Young, for the time given. But I had to disagree with you all because Tokyo is my number six. Because from my research, again, I research from the point of um, living cost. It is the highest actually in our list, being 4,900. So we need to add a lot more money for our allowance monthly. And even though we only work there for 3 months, it's not that convenient for me. For Bandar Seri Begawan, I would like to add more. Aside from it being same culture, almost similar culture with Malaysia, it is also stable in economy and it has a low crime level. According to my research, in 2020, the State Department of US has assessed Bandar Seri Begawan as being the low threat location for crime. And foreign workers actually do not have that high level of crime there. I mean, people there are very friendly towards foreign worker also. Maybe Young can have some opinion.
All right. Thank you, Tanya. For this point, I think we need to choose which is the rank number six and which one is the rank number seven, right? Because this is our last negotiation lah. Our last negotiation. But for Ish and Atika, you choose Bandar Seri Begawan to be number six, right? And for
Yes.
Tanya, she choose Bandar Seri Begawan as number seven. Um, for at this point, I somehow agree with Atika and Ish, and somehow I also agree with Tanya, is because when Tanya says that Bandar Seri Begawan to be number 7, I agree because we can see that we can, with the living cost, with the culture, with the low crime rate, and the others strong evidence for us to choose Bandar Seri Begawan as our place to do an internship. Uh, and maybe for and maybe why I agree also with Ish and Atika's point, it is because you can see that in from my research, I can say that in Brunei, in Bandar Seri Begawan, they have a very low public transport. They do not have a very enough public transport. So we need to maybe buy a car, or maybe if the company provide us a car is very good. But if we need to buy a car, or maybe we have to rent the car for 3 months, it will be expensive for us. But I think for that point, I can say that we can reconsider. Maybe we have to reconsider the place of our hostel room, or maybe that just very near to our workplace. That thing I think we can reconsider. So after hearing all of your points, from each point, Atika's point and Tanya's point, I agree with Tanya. I strongly agree with Tanya to be Bandar Seri Begawan as a number 7, because it have more good reason than a bad reason. That which the bad reason we can also reconsider and about the place and what so on. So what Atika and Ish think? Maybe you agree with me and Tanya, or how?
Okay, maybe I'd like to add some more to
Alright,
Young's negotiation.
alright,
For Menteri Begawan, like Young said, we can tackle the bad side, not that bad. Actually, that the bad side is not that bad, right? So we can tackle that after doing some discussion later.
alright. So maybe Ish and Atika would like to agree with us, because we somehow run out of time. Maybe and to add some more.
Uh, I would like you guys to agree with us that Bandar Seri Begawan should be number 2. Should be number 6, sorry, on this
Okay,
list.
I'm interested with your point. Maybe you can tell me more about Tokyo so that me and Young can agree with you and Atika.
Tokyo is not actually my most preferred, but it's definitely when I consider later on when I consider it compared to Brunei, I think when you remove the rate of crime and other aspects, Tokyo it's quite a good place to, especially if you're not staying for too long. So if you're only staying for 3 months, I think it will be a good place for us to go and do our internship program and also gain experience, which is very, very important.
Yes, I totally agree with Uma because Japan has also has a low crime rate. There is very little to fear when living in Tokyo. As we can see, public transport is also everywhere, right?
All right.
Yes.
If Ish and Atika would like to agree with that, I also see that that point is very interesting too, and thank you for that point to change my mind. And maybe I've changed my mind that I will agree with Tokyo to be the most preferred number 7, and Bandar Seri Begawan to be number 6 because of your point. What about Tanya?
Considering your opinions, I'd like to agree with Tokyo being the most preferred because, in my opinion, we can also explore a lot more in Tokyo due to culture differences, so we can have more experiences. So the number 6 will be Bandar Seri Begawan, and by mutual agreement, we agree that Tokyo will be the most preferred, right?
All right, and thank
Yes.
you all for your negotiation. So I will set here Tokyo to be number 7 and Bandar Sri Begawan to be number 6. All right, I think we have reached at the end of our negotiation session. Thank you all for your cooperation and for this session. And here I want to read the points. So Young point is 109, each point is 75, Atika's point is 108, and Tanya's point is 79. So here I can say that maybe Tanya should be announced the winner. Who is the winner, Tanya?
I'd like to say Young
Yeah.
is the winner.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Young.
Thank you guys.
Congratulations.
All right, thank you for
Okay.
the session also. All right, bye. Assalamualaikum.
All right.
Salam.
Salam. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, guys.